This is Alan Robarge. I'm a relationship coach. Welcome to Improve Your Relationships, where I like to talk about attachment injuries and healing attachment trauma. And I really want to try to hone in and capture this incredible gridlock and stuck feeling when you cannot leave a relationship, or even if it has ended, you cannot stop obsessing about a partner, and that you just can, the phrase, I just cannot get over him, or the phrase, I just cannot get over her. And there's this ongoing chronic preoccupation with, I wonder what they're doing, and I wonder what's going on in their life. And it's about this on again, off again behavior and having poor boundaries and letting the person back into your life, or you initiate coming back into his or her life, and then you realize in a short period of time that of course it has ended, of course it's not going well, or the same behaviors rear their ugly head. The same dynamic is still in place. It's unsatisfying. This is not the relationship for you. And so you reinstitute a boundary, you reinstitute an ending, and you say, I gotta get out of this. I'm not going to continue to pursue this. And so then now you're separated again. And then a period of time will pass, be it 2 days, be it 2 months, whatever. And then all of a sudden somebody texts somebody, and somebody agrees to go to lunch or meet up at a coffee shop, or agrees just to, someone just shows up at your house, and literally you open the door, and metaphorically you open the door. You let this person back into your life, or you're the one who shows up and you're waiting for them to open the door and let you back into their life. Regardless, who's initiating it, it's this staying stuck in this place of non-closure. You love this. The point I'm making on this video is you choose this, and it has a degree of suffering. It invites chaos. It activates your nervous system. It's a flood of possibility, and then it doesn't work out, and it's a flood of devastation. And you like this process, and you like suffering. You are not yet able to say to yourself that you have a future that appears better and beyond this game that you're playing. It's a game. And you are hooked into the fantasy, the anticipating that something this time, finally, maybe it's going to be different. When you do that, you are lying to yourself. You are dishonest. And you love the fantasy, imagining something will be different, something will be better, he will change, you will change. And you also are very selective about rewriting the past. You take liberties. Your brain is very selective and exploits. There's a reality distortion. You take the memories of what happened and you imagine that things were better than they were, or you diminish the struggle and you try to deny that things were as upsetting or inappropriate or wrong or bad. Whatever degree of dysfunction that you had, you have this kind of amnesia, this, love amnesia. So you choose this, you love this, you're getting something out of it. And you say, well, what am I getting out of it? Well, you get to put your life on hold. You get to stave off feeling your own loneliness. You get to create more chaos and excitement in your life. You get to activate the fantasy that you're going to be loved one day in the right way. You can make a list. You can sit down and really look at, well, what are you getting out of this cycle? It's also helpful to realize that one way to break this cycle is to create new memories where you're very active and proactive, and you invite a corrective experience, that you start to do things that go way beyond the routine of waiting around for this other person. It might be time to take up a new undertaking, a grand undertaking. It's time to start a business. It's time to move across country. It's time, and I know what I'm suggesting oftentimes is a counter advice or counter to advice that is often given, which is saying, well, when you're in this state of great grief, it is not advisable to make a lot of grand plans. Sometimes we have to have a real heart-to-heart moment with ourselves where we look in the mirror and realize the way to break the cycle is actually to create a very grand, big gesture of pursuing something new. Like now is the time to go back to college, to immerse yourself in the routine, a whole new set of friends when you're going to college, a whole new routine. You're going to have papers to write and things to read and projects to work on. You're not going to have time to sit around and obsess and wait for this other person to show up. The other thing that you can do in addition to courting these bigger, larger experiences and to confronting your love of your own suffering and your love of reality distortion, to stay stuck in this fantasy that you're creating, is to burn the bridge skillfully, to burn the bridge with compassion. And I'm going to borrow some of the same language I've already used, but what that means is to lay your cards on the table and you sort of make it impossible for the other person to return, and you make it impossible for yourself to return. This idea of opening the door, you really close that option. You close the door for everybody. And how you do this is that you be very honest and you be very direct. Now, what I'm going to say, some people might say, well, that sounds a little cruel to the person on the receiving end. If you do it with the intention of kindness, my response to that is it's not cruel. And I will say that what we are doing by staying stuck in this limbo and this game that we're playing, of lingering in the fantasy and the dysfunction, the unhealthy, toxic dysfunction, that's actually cruel. And to confront it with honesty as a way to burn the bridge, that actually has some intelligence about it and has a real function, has a purpose. The purpose is to say to your partner directly, I care about you, I do have feelings for you, but when I tell you how much I love you and I'm trying to make a declaration to stay with you and be with you, and I want you to prove to me that you want to be with me, I want to let you know that I've figured out that this is a sick game. And that this game hurts both of us. And I can pretty much guarantee, like clockwork, that after so many weeks, so many days, so many months, I'm going to feel that I want to reach out to you, I want to text you, I want to call you, and I want to find out what's going on in hopes that we'll get back together. Please know I'm dishonest and I'm really setting both of us up for this failure because I'm in love with this idea of us being together. I know that we're not really right for each other, but when I try to convince you that we are, when I write you a love note, when I respond to your crumbs of relating, I'm really acting out of my attachment injury and I'm playing a game with you, and even at times I'm pretty certain you're playing a game with me too. And this is hurtful. And I am choosing to put my life on hold, and I'm behaving out of integrity, and I am dishonest each time I try to do this on again, off again dance. And I don't want to be a person who's living life without integrity, no boundaries, and at times just being outright dishonest, declaring this profound love for you when I really know that we do not have the right proper skills and compatibility to be in relationship. So let me be real honest and direct with you that the next time that I reach out to you, It's more to satisfy my own discomfort and my inability to manage my own anxiety. It really has nothing to do with you. I'm just using you in those moments. I am projecting, I'm objectifying you, and I'm projecting onto you that you need to make me feel better because I cannot handle my own discomfort around being single or being anxious or being alone or whatever it is. And I'm projecting that onto you, and I expect you to make me feel better. So when I try to suck you back into being in a relationship with me, I'm really trying to just get you to sign up to play this sick game with me and to be my dance partner in this sick dance. So do you want to do it? Do you want to keep doing this with me? If you lay that out, if you tell your partner, the person this is what's going on, and perhaps he or she is doing the same thing to you. But for a good number of people, if you present it that way, there's a high probability that the other person is also going to see how incredibly unattractive it is that what you're proposing. And so again, to repeat, the purpose and intention of that is really to consciously burn the bridge. Create ways so that you can't break your boundaries because it's just over. Like you've created these dead end scenario where it's not attractive for you to keep doing this, and it's not attractive for the other person to want to pursue you as well. So I hope that this was helpful, just trying to talk about that painful experience of being in that gridlock and constantly, recycling through some of the old crap, and how you find yourself 2 days later, 3 weeks later saying, oh gosh, how did I do this again? Why do I keep doing this? And hopefully some of these skills, attending to the reality distortion, the fantasy, a false hope, projecting your false hope. Hopefully, by me sharing this can ground you a little bit to strengthen those boundaries and to be honest with yourself that it's over, time to move on with your life, time to create new experiences for you. This relationship has ended. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also, if you want to learn more about me, please do by going to alanrobarge.com. Thank you.